Hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Arnett D. Love. And I am just so happy that I'm able to come to you today. You know, life be lifing, and life is really lifing in my family. And so, sorry I wasn't able to come to you in the past couple of Sundays, but either I'm going through what we're going through as a family, or I'm not feeling well. So I'm just glad to be able to come to you right now. So I wanted to make sure I didn't wait too long to get to you. But I did want to talk to you today about no regrets. Not living your life with regrets, not having regrets, not looking back and saying, oh, I regret this. I want you to be sure about the decisions that you make. I'm asking you that when things come your way, when you have hard, ships or anything, decisions that you have to make sure that you think it out well. Make sure it's well thought out. Make sure that you weigh all of your pros and all of your cons. Make sure that you pray over it. And listen, I know we all may not serve the same God, but whoever you serve, whoever you go to for confirmation, uh, whoever you go to for guidance, make sure you pray over the decisions that you make, because you don't want to have any regrets. Make sure that you know and understand what you're getting into, or what you're getting out of, what kind of consequences is going to bring. I mean, whether it be, i.e., your employment, or whether it be through relationships, you want to make sure that you weigh your pros and your cons. Make sure that the change is necessary. We don't want to rush into anything and decide to do something, then realize that we have a regret because it wasn't even necessary. We didn't take the proper amount of time to make sure that we knew exactly what our outcome would be. And if it comes to relationships, let's put a pin in relationships right quick. When it comes to relationships, we want to make sure that we don't prematurely end a relationship. Okay, you want to make sure that you know that this is something that you may not ever be able to get back. It may never be the same. You may need someone later on down the line, but you burning bridges because you ended a relationship. Is it worth it, or is it just worth you just reducing some of the time? Like my grandmother used to say, I'm going to feed you with a long handled spoon, but I'm going to continue to allow you to be in my life, because you never know who you may need or who may need you, and who you can help. Even if the relationship is not as tight as it once was, we have to make sure that we have no regrets when we decide to end the relationship. Okay, so is it something else? Is it a source that you would never need again, or is it a source that you can refrain from going back to? So if you do need it, can you refrain from going back to? I'm trying to get you to understand that life is short, and we cannot live our lives with regrets. And even though we're going to have trials and tribulations, we're going to have to remember that we this is for our learning. This trials and tribulations for our strength. It builds us up. And so, can we face it? That's the question. Can you face this thing without making drastic changes, drastic decisions that may cause you to have regrets? Okay, when it's sometimes you just have to back away for a little while, then come back after you have regrouped. So let me tell you about me. I have not really had regrets. I don't live in a life of regrets. I just really don't. I do things, and I calculate the risk, and then I just live with it. I don't regret it. What's done is done. And so you're not going to see me going back around talking about, I wish I hadn't done this and I wish I hadn't done that, because that is not how I live. I do not live in regrets. I don't, do things without thinking about it. I just don't do it. And so a lot of times people don't understand that when I've made a decision, I'm going to stand on that decision. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to argue with you about anything. It's just not going to happen. There will be no me showing any regrets. Now, do I ever have regrets, or have I ever had a regret? You know what I regretted? Let me tell you one thing that I did regret, okay? I regretted when I allowed someone to apply a stronghold over my life, when I allowed someone to always be the measurement of how I measure other people. For example, if you read my book, But You're a Minister, ... you would know that I went through a period where I had assumed the role that most men assume. The role that I assumed was the role where I didn't care about who I hurt. I didn't care about who I trampled on, because I was bitter. I was hurt myself. So you know the saying that hurt people hurts people. And so I was in that mode where I was going to do whatever it took to make me happy, and I didn't care who it hurt. See, this is the only time, I'm going to tell you, that I ever regretted anything. I didn't care about the feelings that the men had, and it was some men that really loved, liked me. I ain't gonna say love. Some of them loved me, but I wasn't there. And so what I would do is, as long as it was benefiting me, I moved on accordingly, and I didn't think about how they felt and what I was doing to them. I only thought about myself. And in doing that, what happened, I ended up I ended up missing some very good relationships that I could have had, maybe could have grown and been married. And that's the only thing that I regret, that I did not give certain people opportunities for, to be in my life, and I didn't take the opportunity to be in theirs and to get to know them, because everything became a big game to me. I'm talking about relationships with, significant others. That's what I'm talking about right now. Everything became a game to me, and I was always playing a game, and that's my only regret. I can't even tell you. It's only maybe, I would say, a couple that I really cared about it, but I wouldn't even, kneel down or take a moment or press back to try to make those relationships work. I wanted it my way or the highway. And those are the things that the only time that I can tell you that I regretted not letting go of the past. I regretted of holding on to hurt that really, once I realized years later that it was all a game anyways, I had wasted so much time playing my own games, and I regret that. But now at this age, and I want to get it out to those who are younger than I am, so you won't wait so long like I did. You have to pay attention to how you handle certain events in your life, right? And so I want to put that out so you'll be mindful and cautious, because a lot of times when people tell you about certain things, you'll be able to realize when you get caught up in it, oh yeah, that's what she was talking about. So when you make drastic decisions, okay, these decisions can be long forming decisions, okay? And I don't want you to make long forming decisions for short term situations. Y'all got it? We're not to make long forming decisions for short-term situations. We're not to be in a place where we have cut people off and we can never go back and even say hello to them unless that's what we want. Now, see, with me, if I ever cut you off, and there are some people that I've cut off, if I ever cut you off, it is because it was totally necessary for my sanity, for my peace of mind, for my freedom, to make sure I don't get any case numbers. If I cut you off, trust me, it was necessary, because I have given you too many times to get right. I have given you too many times to perhaps show me the same level of respect that I have shown you. If I cut you off, trust me, it is done for a reason and not a season. It's permanent. It's what I want to happen. I don't want you involved in my interactions anymore. But I have to think long and hard before I do that. And I promise you, once I do it, it's a done deal. And this is what I'm asking of you, to make sure that when you do that in your life, when you cut something or someone out of your life, make sure that it is what you want. Make sure that it is a done deal. Make sure that you have no regrets. Same as if you was working at a job, and I know we all get tired of certain jobs, but it is employment just the same. So we have to do what we have to do to make the ends meet, right? Take care of the family. And sometimes what we do is we hate a job so much that we will make a rash decision to leave that job, and then we're sitting there looking crazy because we have what? No job, no money coming in, no means to take care of our family or ourselves. We have made a rash decision, a hasty decision, and now we have what? Regrets. We cannot live in regrets. So what you do when you are in an employment position, when you are employed in a position that you are not happy in, the first thing that you do is start looking for jobs. Don't quit a job and not have a job. You can be miserable, but at some time of the day, you're going to go home. And that's when you got to leave all that stuff at the door. I don't take work home, even my own work, working for myself. I don't take work home. I let, it be at the office. And so when it was like the other day, it was going to snow, I took my computer home, and I think I was on the computer for maybe 30 minutes because I just don't work from home. I made that part of my character when I was younger, that I would not bring any work from home. I would not work at a job that required me to go to work all day and then to bring work home. I refused to do it, not going to do it. And so even for myself, I do not bring work home. That was a decision that I made. And so I want us to be mindful. I just want to put this in the atmosphere, because I could be right now feeling at my lowest point had I made a decision that was regretful for me, okay? But because the decision I made was well thought out, and the decision that I made I felt was best for me, I thought it was the best for me, it was to protect me, I'm not feeling at my worst. And a lot of people probably think, oh, she's feeling guilty and just that. I'm not feeling guilty, because I know that when I make a decision, I don't have any regrets, because I thought this thing out. And let me explain something to you guys. If you're ever being mistreated, if you ever feel that someone is not treating you the way that you're supposed to be treated, There are no regrets in letting that relationship go. Do not think you have to hold on to something that is not good for you. God does not require us to allow someone to treat us worse than He would treat us. If you can't treat me with grace, a simple amount of mercy, if you can't give me mercy like my Father can, I don't need you in my life. If you're going to hold my feet to the fire and let them burn every time I do something, I don't need that in my life. So do not be afraid to get rid of certain entities in your life that are not good for you. People that make you feel bad about yourself all the time, or every time they talk to you, they're putting you down, they're down talking you, trying to make themselves feel like they're superior. That is something that you need to run from. I promise you, you will not regret any of that. Okay? But I'm talking about because your feelings got hurt, you decide you want to put somebody down. You know what I'm saying? When I say put them down, I mean you want to walk away from the relationship. That is not, is that necessary? Or should you just take a break? Okay? We're not going to burn bridges permanently. See, a lot of people, let me tell you what we do. And I don't know where you're from. A lot of people watch my show, you don't be from where I'm from. But in my area, a lot of times, if one person, let's call them the big shot. If the big shot mad at you, or upset with you and whatnot, the I call them flunkies, but my mama don't like me to use flunkies. Yeah, I'm a mama's girl. My mama named me. She the only one can take me. So don't think too much on it. So my mother doesn't like me to use the word flunkies, but the flunkies follows the big shot. So if the big shot mad at you, you got the flunkies that's going to be mad at you too. Now the flunkies don't even know what they're mad about, but they mad because the big shot mad, okay? And they want to stay in good with the big shot. But what they don't understand that most of the time, you and the big shot make up, and their flunkies don't even realize that you and the big shot that made up. So now the flunkies mad at you, don't like you, don't know what you and the big shot was mad at in the beginning. You and the big shot giving thumbs up and bumping fists and everything, and the flunky is still mad. You see what I'm saying? Eventually, you're going to realize that the flunkies are still mad at you. And so if it was something that you could do for the flunkies, you're not going to do for the flunkies because you know that they don't do you. You understand what I'm saying? When they come up to you and try to smile and grin in your face, I'm telling you what happens. I'm telling you because it happens to me and it's happening to me now. You try to smile and grin in your face and want you to do something for them because you're in a position where you can. They don't understand why you don't want to be bothered. But the thing was, when you didn't know what you had gotten yourself or what you inputted yourself in, and you couldn't stand me for whatever reason because you didn't have one, you didn't even really know me, and now I don't pay you any attention. Now you want to blame me, but that is your regret because you don't burn bridges. You never know who you might need. That is why I always be kind to people. As you know, and even the people that I cut off, I be kind. Now I will give you the greeting of the day. That's me being kind. Sometimes you can only respect the person by leaving them alone. Did y'all know that? You can only respect a person by letting them be, because of every time they say something to you is disrespectful, there's a chance that you're going to respond in the flesh. There is a chance. And then guess who's going to have the regrets? You are, because if you mess around and do something stupid, get you a little case number going on and get arrested and all that good stuff. Now you'd have done something that you regret doing. So sometimes the most respect is done by leaving an individual alone. And so that you don't have any regrets from that, okay? But I'm just talking about sometimes, man, Sometimes we just make these decisions and we don't think about the long run. We don't think about the people that are looking up to us and trying to figure out, how is she going to handle this? How is he going to handle this? Because in their eyes, you are their role model. You're the role model. You are their mentor. And so they're trying to see, how is this person that I look up to going to handle this situation, so I will know how to handle this situation. But we don't think about that. We don't think like that. But I want you to be advised right now that we have to start thinking about how we handle our situations and know that people are watching us. A lot of us call ourselves community leaders, community activists. A lot of us call ourselves, somebody that people can look up to, and a lot of us ain't hitting on nothing. I mean, y'all know I ain't gonna bite my tongue. What am I gonna bite my tongue for? I haven't been biting my tongue, so I'm not even going to start right now. A lot of people aren't hitting on nothing, but they want to be relevant. That's all. That's why you have to be very careful. Be very careful on who you follow. And then pay attention to them. Don't just follow anybody. You understand? Because that could be regretful in itself. And when I watch people, when I realize, they don't have anything going on for themselves, so they go out their way to look like they're doing something, to look like they are relevant, basically, And I don't say much. I just sit and watch, because I'm not here to try to put anybody down. That's not my mode of operation. Because if y'all know me, y'all know I don't really care about too much that does not deal with me. If I'm not in that mix, I don't get into it, because I don't want to be messed all up in that stuff. I don't like mess. I wasn't raised to be up in people's mess. So, but I do pay attention to people who don't have nothing going on for themselves, and they always in something that they should not be into. Instead of being up in the mix of their own stuff, they always in somebody else's business. I pay attention to that, and that's the kind of stuff I stay far away from. Those the kind of people that I stay far away from, because I don't want to have any regrets. I don't want to do or say anything that I will have any regrets. And it has nothing to do with fear. It has everything to do with decency. Decency. So when I say that I'm done with something, when I say that I'm done with someone, when I say that I'm moving on, that's what I'm going to do. I move on, but that doesn't mean that I don't care about you. That doesn't mean that I don't have love for you. It means that the best way for me to respect you and be courteous to you is to stay away from you. That's the way I honor you. And that's just to stay away from you. There's nothing to be regretful about. You made a decision. I made a decision based on the decision that you made. Or you made a decision and I made a decision based on the decision that I made. And then we have to respect that decision. But that doesn't mean it has to be bad blood. Okay, so I'm telling you this because there are different avenues to approach these type of situations to where you're not out here feeling regret. Because listen, life is short. Life is short, and you do not want to live life with regrets. You're going to have to accept, and I say you, meaning we're going to have to accept the decisions that we made, and we're going to have to move on past those type of decisions. Okay? But one thing I want to say before I end this live, because somebody understands and somebody going to get it, and somebody's not going to ever get anything that I talk about because they don't like me. So I can talk to them blue in the face and they ain't gonna never get it because they have something against me for whatever, because I have done nothing to anybody other than left them all the way alone. That's it. I ain't done nothing to them, nothing that was worth bad blood, except for left them all the way alone. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? That's something I can live with. There's no regret in that. I can live with that, baby. But the last thing that I want to touch on before I close this session is closed mouths don't get fed. And I was talking mostly on relationships. Be honest in relationships, whether it's just your relationship with your best friend or your relationship with your potential significant other or your relationship, with your husband or your wife. Be honest. Closed mouths don't get fed. Tell them how you feel. Tell them what you expect. Tell them what is bothering you. Tell them what you think might make it better. Tell them what you want. Okay? I would rather tell a person out, and let me say now, because I didn't always do so. Sometimes I would just leave it up to the person. I would never tell them what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, what I wanted out of the relationship. I would leave it up to them. And a lot of times a person want to hear you say what you want because they feeling the same way. They don't know what to say. They don't want to cross any boundaries and then mess around. And you find out 10, 15 years later that you both was thinking the same thing. So listen, go ahead on and jump out there. And I'm not, I'm an old-fashioned girl. I'm not an aggressor. So I think that men should chase. I think that men should pursue the woman. But as a woman, I'm going to tell you how I feel. And you can do what you do from there. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold it in. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you feeling somebody, honey, you better let them know it before somebody else do it. He gone. I'm trying to tell you. Let them know. Have no regrets. Live without regrets. The only regret that I'm going to have now is the fact that I probably done said too much. Because I'm going to be telling all kinds of stuff. Hey, this is what I want to do. I think me and you need to go to Jamaica and find them old good kind of beaches. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell everything. He gonna let me know yay or nay. That's how it's going to be for me. Because I ain't going to stop telling you how I feel. You take it or you leave it. But I am not going to have any regrets. That's where I am now. Because I'm telling y'all, you feel better and you can live longer. You release some stress when you get it all off your chest. Let a person know where you're coming from. Don't live with regrets. If you can't deal in a relationship, go on and end the relationship. Just don't go back and forth in it. Make your decision. Stand firm on it. You know what I'm saying? Because people going to throw it up in your face. But see, you can't throw anything up in love face, because I can leave you alone, not talk to you for years, and still love the hell out of you. And I'll get that when you get home. I can still love you, but I just don't get along with you, and I'm going to leave you alone. So look, remember now, God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. Then you can properly go on and love someone else. Until we shall meet again, may you be tremendously blessed. And I promise you, the next time I come on, I'm going to give you a good old throwback story. But right now, like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on in our family. I just thank God that I was able to come to you today with this, because as you see, my voice is not right. But I'm still going to push and do what it is that I need to do now. I'm going to go ahead and go on my page, and I want to thank everybody for what they've done for my family. All right, y'all take care now. Remember, I love you.